Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today we will learn about the dangerous undercover mission that will forever change the lives of Joss and Vaughn at the luxurious Five Poppies Resort in Croatia. This assignment, personally orchestrated by the formidable Jack Brennan, will test their professional boundaries and personal resolve in ways they never anticipated. The high-stakes assignment at Five Poppies Resort. The picturesque Five Poppies Resort and Spa in the breathtaking Croatian coastline of Dalmatia serves as more than just a romantic backdrop. It's the epicenter of a dangerous WSB operation that will transform everything. When Brennan handpicks Joss and Vaughn for this critical mission, he's placing two highly trained operatives in the perfect storm of professional duty and personal temptation. The resort itself is a masterpiece of luxury and sophistication, described by concierge Pascal as featuring cutting-edge spa treatments, pristine private beaches, and five-star amenities that attract the world's elite. However, beneath this veneer of opulence lies a web of secrets that the WSB desperately needs to unravel. The assignment requires Joss and Vaughn to maintain perfect cover as newlyweds enjoying their honeymoon, complete with matching wedding rings and carefully constructed backstories that will fool even the most observant hotel staff. Their fabricated identities as blissful honeymooners create an intimate environment that neither agent expected to navigate. The luxurious honeymoon suite, with its romantic ambience and singular sleeping arrangement, becomes both their operational base and the stage for their emotional awakening. Every moment spent together in this romantic charade chips away at their professional facades, revealing genuine feelings neither had anticipated. The dangerous chemistry between partners. What begins as professional compatibility between two seasoned agents gradually transforms into something far more complex and emotionally charged. Both Joss and Vaughn have maintained their single status for extended periods, dedicating themselves entirely to their demanding WSB careers. This shared solitude creates an unexpected bond as they recognize in each other the same sacrifices and lonely nights that come with their chosen profession. The intimate nature of their cover story forces them into situations that blur the lines between assignment and reality, sharing meals as a couple, walking hand in hand along the Croatian beaches, and maintaining the physical closeness expected of newlyweds, creates an atmosphere of romantic tension that neither can ignore. Their professional training taught them to compartmentalize emotions, but the extended duration of this mission spanning to full weeks makes such emotional detachment increasingly impossible. The Five Poppies Resort's romantic atmosphere works against their attempts to maintain professional distance. From candlelit dinners overlooking the Adriatic Sea to couples spa treatments that are part of their cover, every aspect of their mission pushes them toward intimacy. The irony isn't lost on either of them. They're pretending to be in love while fighting against genuine feelings that threaten to compromise their professional judgment. The moment of no return. The breaking point arrives during a particularly stressful evening, when their surveillance activities nearly expose their true identities. The adrenaline rush of narrowly avoiding discovery, combined with weeks of suppressed attraction, creates a perfect storm of emotional vulnerability. In their luxurious suite, with moonlight streaming through Croatian windows and the sound of waves providing a romantic soundtrack, their carefully maintained professional barriers finally crumble. Their intimate encounter represents more than physical attraction. It's the culmination of weeks of emotional connection, shared danger, and the unique understanding that only fellow agents can provide. However, the morning after brings crushing reality and professional panic. Both immediately recognize the gravity of their mistake and the potential consequences for their careers, the mission, and their working relationship. The mutual decision to keep their encounter secret reflects their shared understanding of WSB protocols and the severe repercussions they could face if their superiors discovered their breach of professional conduct. This secret becomes a burden that weighs heavily on both agents, creating an undercurrent of tension that follows them through the remainder of their mission. And back to Port Charles. The life-altering discovery. Upon returning to Port Charles, Joss faces a reality that neither her WSB training nor life experience has prepared her for: an unexpected pregnancy. The discovery comes at the worst possible time, as she's still processing the emotional complexity of her relationship with Vaughn and attempting to rebuild the professional boundaries they violated in Croatia. The pregnancy test results transform what was already a complicated situation into a life-altering crisis. Joss finds herself caught between multiple competing pressures: her burgeoning WSB career, her family's expectations, the secret she shares with Vaughn, and now the prospect of single motherhood. The irony of conceiving a child during what was supposed to be a fake honeymoon adds another layer of emotional complexity to her situation. Her isolation during this discovery period amplifies the emotional trauma. Without being able to confide in her mother Carly or seek guidance from her close friends, Joss must navigate this monumental decision entirely alone. The weight of keeping both the Croatia encounter and the pregnancy secret creates an almost unbearable emotional burden. The impossible decision. Standing at one of life's most consequential crossroads, Joss confronts options that will define not only her future, but potentially the futures of everyone connected to her situation. The decision between terminating the pregnancy or continuing toward motherhood becomes infinitely more complex when weighed against her professional aspiration, family dynamics, and the complicated relationship with Vaughn. The option of abortion presents itself as potentially the simplest solution from a professional standpoint, allowing her to maintain her WSB career trajectory and avoid the complicated conversations with family and colleagues that a pregnancy would necessitate. However, the emotional aftermath of terminating a pregnancy conceived during what was, despite everything, a meaningful emotional connection weighs heavily on her conscience. Alternatively, continuing the pregnancy would mean confronting Vaughn with news that could derail both their careers and forever change their professional relationship. The WSB's strict policies regarding personal relationships between agents make the situation even more precarious. Revealing the pregnancy to Vaughn could result in both agents facing disciplinary action, transfer to different divisions, or even termination from the agency. The professional ramifications. The broader implications of Joss's situation extend far beyond personal consequences to potentially impact the entire WSB operation. If their superiors discover the breach of professional protocol, it could lead to a comprehensive review of current assignment procedures and policies regarding mixed-gender partnerships on long-term undercover missions. Brennan, who personally recruited Joss and vouched for her professionalism, would face his own professional consequences if the truth emerged. His decision to pair two attractive, single agents on an extended romantic undercover mission would be scrutinized, potentially damaging his credibility and decision-making authority within the organization. The Five Poppies mission itself could be compromised if the personal relationship between Joss and Vaughn affected their professional judgment during critical operational moments. A comprehensive mission review would be inevitable, potentially exposing other sensitive operations and jeopardizing ongoing investigations. Family secrets and revelations. The potential revelation of Joss's pregnancy to her family, particularly her protective mother Carly, adds another dimension of complexity to an already overwhelming situation. Carly's fierce protective instincts and her complicated history with the dangerous world of organized crime and espionage would make her reaction unpredictable and potentially explosive. The interconnected nature of Port Charles' relationships means that Joss's situation could have ripple effects throughout the community. Her pregnancy would inevitably raise questions about the father's identity, potentially exposing not only her relationship with Vaughn, but also her involvement in dangerous WSB operations that her family believed were simple academic pursuits. Meanwhile, Vaughn faces his own family complications, particularly regarding his complex relationship with his brother Dex and the unresolved issues from their shared past. The pregnancy could force him to confront family dynamics he's been avoiding, potentially healing old wounds or creating new conflicts that could affect his professional standing. The story of Joss and Vaughn's Five Poppies mission represents more than a simple tale of professional boundaries. It's an exploration of how life-altering moments can emerge from the most unexpected circumstances. Their journey from professional partners to lovers to potential co-parents illustrates the unpredictable nature of human connection and the ways in which personal and professional lives inevitably intertwine, regardless of training, protocols, or intentions. As this dramatic storyline continues to unfold, viewers can expect to witness the far-reaching consequences of that fateful night in Croatia, as Joss navigates the most challenging decision of her life, while the secret she shares with Vaughn threatens to reshape their world in ways neither could have imagined. Next, we will dive into the latest revelations from Josh Kelly about his decision to step away from a full contract and what that spells for Cody Bell's ongoing adventures in Port Charles. In a candid chat with Soap Opera Digest, Josh Kelly opened up about his deliberate shift to a recurring role on the beloved daytime drama emphasizing that this move was entirely his own initiative. Far from signaling an exit, Kelly expressed a deep-seated desire to remain part of the General Hospital family for the long haul, pouring his passion into portraying the multifaceted Cody Bell. "My dream is to keep calling Port Charles home on ABC General Hospital for as long as possible," Kelly shared enthusiastically, highlighting his commitment to the character's evolution. This enthusiasm stems from the rich storytelling opportunities the show provides, allowing him to explore Cody's complex personality traits, from his rugged charm to his hidden vulnerabilities. Yet, beneath this dedication lies a practical need for greater scheduling freedom, which has prompted Kelly to rethink his professional commitments in exciting ways. One of the primary motivations behind Kelly's choice involves an upcoming film project that promises to blend his personal and professional worlds seamlessly. He's set to star alongside his real-life partner, Chloe Lanier, a talented actress known for her memorable stint on General Hospital as Nell Benson. This collaborative venture, a romantic thriller tentatively titled Shadows of the Past, is slated for a 2-month shooting schedule in scenic locations across the Pacific Northwest, demanding Kelly's full immersion to capture the intricate emotional layers of his role as a brooding detective entangled in a web of deceit. Adding to this, Kelly is gearing up for the sequel to his earlier indie hit, The Workout, which follows a group of fitness enthusiasts navigating personal growth and unexpected rivalries. The follow-up, The Workout Rebound, is eyeing a summer release and will feature expanded action sequences and deeper character backstories, including Kelly's portrayal of a reformed gym owner facing new challenges. These endeavors reflect Kelly's ambition to diversify his portfolio, exploring genres beyond soap operas while honing skills that could even circle back to enhance his work on General Hospital. Kelly was straightforward about the realities of balancing these pursuits with a binding contract, explaining that such commitments often restrict actors from pursuing external opportunities without significant hurdles. Staying locked into a full-time deal would make it impossible to juggle these films. "The show can't always bend to accommodate every side gig, and I respect that boundary," he noted thoughtfully. By opting for recurring status, Kelly gains the agility to weave in and out of Port Charles as needed, ensuring he can deliver compelling performances without burning out. He approached the show's producers with transparency, underscoring that this adjustment was purely about adaptability and not a sign of waning interest. In fact, Kelly recounted how he pitched the idea during a casual yet pivotal meeting, outlining his vision for Cody's continued presence amid his temporary absences, which helped secure a smooth transition. Fortunately, this new setup hasn't diminished Cody's prominence on the canvas. If anything, it's amplified the intrigue surrounding his current arcs. At the heart of the drama is Cody's budding affection for the resilient Molly Lansing Davis, whose intelligence and grace have captivated him in unexpected ways. However, complications arise from Christina Corinthos Davis, who is strategically maneuvering to divert Cody's attentions, enlisting him in a scheme to keep tabs on the enigmatic Ava Jerome. This task, initially a simple distraction tactic, has evolved into something more layered, with Cody discovering genuine enjoyment in Ava's sharp wit and sophisticated demeanor, perhaps even sparking a flicker of mutual respect. Yet, a recent heart-to-heart with the formidable Tracy Quartermain has shaken things up, as her words on self-worth and integrity prompted Cody to abruptly cancel a planned outing with Ava, leaving fans speculating about his internal conflicts, inventing new tensions. Imagine Cody grappling with flashbacks to his turbulent past, where similar romantic entanglements led to heartbreak, making Tracy's advice resonate even deeper and setting the stage for potential redemption arcs. Looking ahead, Kelly isn't shy about his wish list for Cody's romantic trajectory, injecting humor and hope into his aspiration. With a playful grin, he declared, "I'm sticking around until the writers give Cody a shot at romancing Tracy. That's the pairing I've been rooting for." This tongue-in-cheek ambition adds a fun layer to fan discussions, envisioning how Cody's rougher on-the-edges style could clash and complement Tracy's no-nonsense attitude, potentially leading to hilarious misunderstandings and heartfelt moments. Kelly elaborated on why this matchup appeals to him, noting Tracy's depth as a character who challenges Cody to grow, much like how real-life relationships push personal boundaries. He even brainstormed hypothetical scenarios, such as Cody and Tracy teaming up for a Quartermain family escapade that blossoms into something more, blending comedy with emotional authenticity. Ultimately, Josh Kelly's outlook on his General Hospital tenure is one of optimism and flexibility. affirming his willingness to navigate busy periods of outside work, while ensuring Cody remains a fixture in the show's vibrant world. There might be brief hiatuses as he tackles these film roles, but Kelly envisions an enduring path for his character, filled with twists that keep viewers hooked. For instance, drawing from the original Buzz, we could see Cody uncovering long-buried family secrets that tie into the Quartermain legacy, adding layers of intrigue and personal stakes. ABC General Hospital spoilers tease that Cody's journey is far from over, with impending revelations poised to unleash scandals, intense showdowns, and perhaps even alliances that redefine his place in Port Charles. Next, we will explore the mounting frustration among fans over the ongoing turmoil in Port Charles, particularly the controversial twists involving Drew Quartermain's scheming ways. The air in Port Charles is thick with tension, and it's not just the characters feeling the heat. Fans across social media platforms like Facebook are voicing their outrage, claiming that the show's writers are steering the narrative into frustratingly repetitive territory. At the center of this storm is Drew Quartermain, whose manipulative antics have worn thin on the audience, especially in the wake of his messy split from Willow Corinthos following the bombshell revelation of his steamy affair with Nina Reeves just a few weeks back. Instead of fading into the background, Drew appears poised to escalate his vendetta, zeroing in on Willow's impulsive act of kidnapping little Daisy Corinthos Gilmore during that chaotic July 4th celebration, an event that stemmed from her deep-seated resentment toward Michael. Inventing a fresh layer to this drama, imagine Drew subtly planting anonymous tips around town, whispering hints to key players like Jocelyn Jacks, who might unwittingly amplify the scandal, forcing Willow to confront her mistakes in increasingly public and humiliating ways. This prolongation feels like a deliberate choice by the creative team, but devotees are worried it's setting Willow up for a devastating downfall, one that could strip her of her cherished children, Wiley and Amelia Corinthos, and plunge her into isolation. Delving deeper into the backlash, supporters of the show are particularly incensed by how Drew's storyline has dragged on far beyond its expiration date, evolving from his deceitful fabrications about Michael abandoning Wiley to orchestrating fake drug tests that painted Willow in a false light. These ploys, laced with gaslighting and emotional manipulation, have fueled Willow's regrettable decision to snatch Daisy as a misguided attempt to strike back at Michael. Yet even her evident remorse hasn't convinced fans that it's time to wrap this chapter. Adding inventive details, picture Willow in a heartfelt confessional scene at the local coffee shop, pouring out her regrets to a sympathetic barista who's secretly connected to the Corinthos family, only for Drew to eavesdrop and twist her words into ammunition for his next move. The audience is clamoring for resolution, accusing the writers of disconnecting from the core fanbase by recycling these tired tropes, which risk alienating longtime viewers who crave fresh, empowering arcs for strong female characters like Willow rather than endless cycles of punishment. As the plot thickens, Drew's insidious games take a darker turn, with subtle indications that he's fully aware of Willow's kidnapping secret and is biding his time to unleash it at the most damaging moment, potentially derailing her already precarious custody battle. This looming threat has sparked intense speculation among fans about whether the writers are deliberately engineering Willow's path toward a full-blown mental health crisis, echoing the infamous crazy mother trajectory that defined Nell Benson-Jerom's chaotic descent into obsession and instability. To expand on this with new elements, envision a dream sequence where Willow hallucinates conversations with Nell's ghost, warning her of the perils ahead, blending psychological thriller vibes with soap opera flair and heightening the stakes. For her emotional stability, the parallel draws uneasy comparisons, leaving fans to wonder if the showrunners will veer into redemption or double down on tragedy, perhaps introducing a therapist character from Willow's past who could intervene and offer a lifeline amid the chaos. In the midst of these developments, Willow's desperate efforts to reconnect with her kids play out in poignant visits to the Quartermain mansion, where her tearful appeals for forgiveness clash dramatically with Drew's shadowy presence, always ready to drop hints of exposure that could shatter her world. Fans are growing increasingly vocal about their exasperation, fearing that the writer's apparent disregard for their feedback is paving the way for a grim future, one where Willow ends up committed to institutions like Ferncliff or Shadybrook, stripped of her agency and labeled as unfit. Inventing an additional twist, suppose Carly Spencer, ever the fierce protector, starts piecing together Drew's manipulations through a series of clandestine meetings with old allies like Jason Morgan, who returns briefly to advise her on countering the threats. Though for now, Willow stands largely alone in her fight, amplifying the sense of isolation that the storyline is cultivating. This perceived writer-driven tragedy has the fan community in an uproar, questioning if Willow can muster the strength to reclaim her family, or if she's inevitably sliding toward total collapse under the weight of her errors. The outcry intensifies as viewers lambast the creative team for seemingly tuning out their pleas, allowing Drew's malevolent influence to dominate and cast a shadow over Willow's potential for growth. With new imaginative flair, consider a fan-favorite scenario where Willow uncovers evidence of Drew's own hidden scandals, like a forged document from his Navy SEAL days that could flip the script and expose his hypocrisies, giving her a fighting chance to turn the tables. Wrapping up the fervent discussions, the hope among the audience is for a swift pivot that spares Willow from a doomed, crazy mother fate, perhaps by having Michael soften his rigid position and recognize that reuniting her with Wiley and Amelia might be the key to her healing and stability. Despite the dread of seeing her confined to Ferncliff, there's an undercurrent of optimism that the writers could heed the backlash and redirect the narrative toward empowerment, maybe even introducing a support network of women in Port Charles who rally around Willow. In a empowering subplot, ABC General Hospital spoilers suggest that the drama surrounding Willow's plight is far from resolved, with potential shocks on the horizon that could either deepen her despair or spark a triumphant comeback. As the debates rage on social media, one thing is clear: fans are invested and eager for change, urging the show to listen and evolve before it's too late for one of its most compelling characters. Stay with us for more updates on these sizzling storylines, where every twist could redefine loyalties and destinies in the heart of Port Charles.